guys are going to be very excited because we actually have a interview
Soon. TM.
Soon.
TM.
But it's coming a lot faster.
Something.
Yeah, it's coming a lot faster. 30 seconds is not that long, sir.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that sometimes players need to. They need
All
to
right,
take
shut
breaks.
up, Perch.
Okay,
All right,
sorry.
we have Mr. Seb joining us from the side of OG for our interview.
Hello, Seb. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can. Hello.
Hello, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure you are very excited. I know that you just ran here from the airport, basically,
I
to
did.
be here. So we're glad that you made it in time. It was a great series. We have a couple questions for you. I'm sure you're prepared to hear a lot of questions, especially about the fact that, you have just joined into the team now as a sub. How is that working? How is the dynamic going on here? Was it fairly easy?
Yeah, it's fairly easy. I mean, the guys are great. Obviously, I was kind of close to the group already, so they're no strangers to me. Neither do I, I'm not no stranger to them, so that felt natural. And yeah, I don't know, like I feel like they're kind of young and unexperienced, and I'm on the other side of the spectrum, but it's kind of the same. I'm old and experienced, but we both haven't been doing these big lands in a while. In a way, that's how it feels. So I'm just part of the group. I'm excited. It feels like this is my first land, my first major. You know what I mean? I just get the vibe of like, oh man, this is a big tournament. It's gonna be hype.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
It feels that way for us too. It's like very nostalgia. I assume it's the same. How does it feel? How soon did you expect that potentially you guys would have to swap in, and did you prepare for it at all, or is it just like a last minute thing?
I mean, we have discussed the option because we're trying to think ahead, and obviously we understand that visas can be an issue given the war situation. So we thought about options, but I was not option A. I feel back then. So I said, yeah, sure, I could be down for it, but I don't know that I'm ready to, and it's also not the same role. And then we stopped talking about it, and then kind of a week ago or something, they were like, okay, it's happening, and then it would really be good for the team if it could be you. So this is when I'm like, oh man, this actually become, I kind of started freaking out a bit because I'm like, it actually will happen. Then I just started to spam pubs, +5, try to get the groove, and yeah, I mean, it's slow, but I'm getting there.
Did you manage to get in with any scrims or anything like that, or was it just straight up non-stop pubs?
No, non-stop pubs, and we got like, I don't remember exactly, maybe 4 to 6 scrims, something like that.
Okay.
So it's good. I mean, it's a lot of experience for me. I also get a lot of help, massive help from Misha and Chuvash, our coach. It's funny, everything is swapped around, That's why I feel like the newbie getting in, and they're just telling me, hey, this is how things are done, and this is what you can do to. Yuragi is also actually helping me a lot on the lane. You can do that, I don't know. And then of course the Dota, the macro Dota it's natural for me. But when you play a specific role, especially at this level, there's a lot of micro things you need to know by heart, which I don't.
Do you feel like where are those micro things hurting you more right now? Do you feel like it's like laning stage or like warding stuff in late game?
All of that, laning phase, warding, item build, starting item builds, whether to, lane more, start looking at rotations, and every single decision that you make, it impacts these decisions, right? It's like, if you buy a certain item and now you didn't think ahead and you have to start rotating, your whole game might be messed up, and vice versa. +4 players, they're very smart about the warding, they're sneaky because they have been playing these mind games for years. And I'm just getting started, the first scrims, I was getting played so much. It was so rough. Oh my God, I was like food. They were playing with me. But now it's less and less, and hopefully by the time we're deep in the tournament, I can be on top of the game or even with them.
I think for the first game, I think you had a great showing. In terms of, I know that you and No-Tail aren't as involved with like the player strategy stuff on the team. So from my perspective, it sounds like they're developing their own thing and it's going really well. So what is it like to jump into that and to try to like clash with your ideas? Do you sometimes worry that you're like not necessarily arrogance, but like trying to like tell them how to play versus adapting to their style?
Yeah, I mean, you're raising the most important point and the one that's on my mind constantly. I actually happen to be, believe it or not, quite humble when it comes to these things. So I don't have the will to force any ideas, but I know that, Dota and the way I played and the playstyle that we had with the other OG is so deep into my DNA that whether I'm trying or not to do it, it just happens. So actually I'm focusing more on toning it down and I'm really trying not to disrupt anything and support in whatever way I can. So at first I was very quiet, and now I think I'm finding the right balance between not disrupting but also bringing value. And it's cool. It's definitely not my Dota in a way. I'm learning it. I mean that positively, you know, like I'm learning how they view the game and how they like to play the game, and I'm trying to fit in, and I think now it feels more comfortable.
That's great. You know, the ability to be able to learn from each other. You know, you've got your young squad, and as you say, you're not old, but you're saying that, you know, you're the older person. I think that's very, very nice. And we definitely enjoyed seeing the way that you played in the series. The positioning was very, very interesting, especially as a Pugna and getting, you know, all of these different heroes that can close the gap. I do have one question, though, and it has to do with positioning. In this last game, there was a moment over in the mid lane when Yuragi was playing as Monkey King. He jumped up. Hi, Suns fan.
After rupture. Right.
After he got ruptured, and it was a moment where I feel like the comms must have been insane there, because he had just picked up, you know, one of those big items. He had the Desolator, and Beast Coast was collapsing on you guys. What was that like? Was that like Yuragi being very, very confident, saying, go, follow up? Because it felt like it came out of nowhere, and then you guys just got him with like a triple. It was awesome.
I mean, these 3 core players, like the 3 of them, they're very instinctive in how they play, and it reminds me a lot of aNa in a way. Like, what I mean is, like, they don't break down necessarily everything in a fight. Like, they just go with the flow, and you just have to be very focused, very in the zone with them, and understand Dota just speaks for itself, right? Like, I mean, he's backing off or he's going in, you just have to tag along, kind of, and just do your best to read the fight well and understand how he's reading it too. I like it, honestly. I think this is pure Dota, and it's what I enjoyed the most about the game. I think the most beautiful sequences I've ever been part of in Dota actually were rather quiet, which I think is the best state you can reach as a team, is where you actually don't need to break down anything unless just share important information. And there's a lot of that in that team, so it's very enjoyable.
That's great. The five-man mind meld, I guess.
That's so wholesome. They just trust each other and they go with it. I love it.
Well, it's not going to be quiet once you guys get to the stage, that's for sure. That's going to be weird to get used to, I bet. Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
hopefully we can get there. Yeah.
Thanks so much for doing the interview. We really appreciate all the answers, and hopefully you feel confident in the 5 position. I think it looked great, but thanks so much for the interview.
Thank you so
much. Very welcome. Thanks for having me. Yeah.